But these unattainable standards set by black women on social media actually cause more harm than good because the task is not doable. They know this, but this is a straw man in order to keep people on the hamster wheel of an unattainable task. Hey, this is the Antisocial Socialite back at it again. Shout out to all of the wonderful new subscribers and returning friends. You guys who are consistently watching and liking the videos, dropping a comment, even you guys who consistently come through and drop a thumbs down. I appreciate all of you. If you are new to the channel or you have not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for, darling? Hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, so when it gets running this mouth, baby, you are in the loop. You see the title, you know what time it is. Why the white supremacy overthrow argument is nothing but a straw man. This is going to be a super short video because I don't have a lot to say on the topic. One of the things that many of these female content creators say that I find very unreasonable is this idea of black men overthrowing white supremacy. White supremacy is a system. It's a system that involves education, legislation, job opportunities. It includes everything in society from love and relationships to the media. And black women need to be accountable for the role that they play in creating the men who they want to overthrow white supremacy. I was recently in a conversation with a lady who said to me that there's a book and there's some lectures by a gentleman, I can't remember his name right now, and the question was, is marriage for white people? And based on the video that she showed me, I'll try and find it and link it below, that this man is not really addressing the deeper root of the problem. And I said to her quite clearly, as a man doing a TED talk on a white platform in probably what is in front of a predominantly white audience, it's unlikely that he's going to say, one of the reasons why black marriages are suffering is because of you white folk. I'm just keeping it all the way real. It's very hard to express certain opinions when you know you're in the company of all white people. Okay? This man who clearly is a liberal, as he co-signs, the gay marriage agenda, in my opinion, is doing what a lot of female content creators do. The women who'd like to talk about overthrowing white supremacy are really often talking about the symptoms or the byproducts of the system of white supremacy instead of actually addressing the root causes. You see, it's okay to point out the statistics. The statistics are what they are, if they're true. But the question always has to be asked, why? How did we get to the point that we got to? And the answer always comes back to the system of white supremacy. If you have black women who are elevated above their own men, they are going to, because of hypergamy, find it very difficult to respect the men around them. If you are systematically turned against your own men through the media, you are going to sabotage your own sons. If you have a high percentage of children being raised in single parent households, I believe it's around 70 to 80%. If half of those children are male, this is going to increase the number of young men who have feminine tendencies. They are more likely to be emotional. They are likely to be less skilled. They are more likely to be raised in poverty. They do not have a positive role model or identity in the form of a father figure who's consistently in the home. If boys are being marginalized in the classroom, if they are more likely to be picked on and singled out by the teacher, removed from the class, excluded, or offered ADHD medication, this is going to hinder their academic progress. One of the biggest factors in a child's developmental years, according to education, is teacher expectations. If teachers have low expectations of their students, it reflects in the quality of care they give their students. It reflects on the amount of time and attention they give to their students. It reflects in how much time they give them to correct mistakes when they make mistakes with their work. It reflects in how much they encourage their students, how much they invest in them, push them and encourage them. And so if you're a black child, especially a black boy, who is under a system at school that discriminates against him, he's not going to have the academic success to be able to compete when he leaves school. You have disproportionate stop and search of black people, and in the workplace you often have discrimination. We all know by now it's not just what you know, it's who you know. And even more to the point, it's not who you know, but even who your parents know. The boys' network is not just for boys when it comes to white supremacy, because white women will often assist white men to get and stay in certain positions. If you have a limited number of black people in certain positions, especially black people who will not assist other black people by holding the door open for them, this is going to decrease the number of black people getting in through the door. People are tribal, and they want to work with people that resembles them more time than not. So we all know the old adage that if a black man and a white man go for the same job with the same credentials, if the person doing the hiring is white, there's a greater chance that the white person will get the job over the black person. Not because he's more qualified, but because people want to be around other people they can relate to on a cultural level. So why is this argument of black women will submit to black men when they overthrow white supremacy so ridiculous? It's because the conditions for the submission are so astronomically high, they are completely unattainable and give black women an excuse not to be submissive to black men, to not cooperate with black men, and to not try to advance the black community. I'm not asking black women to save the black community, but what I am saying is many of the problems in the black community would automatically be eradicated if black women just made better choices. From who they date, to what they glorify, to who they have children with, whether they wait until they get married, and to prioritize their role as a wife and a mother over their career and their education. Simply by having two parents in the home increases a child's chance who is born and raised in poverty, escaping poverty by 20%, even when both parents are not making a high income. Because married couples on average make more money, which means they have a bit more time or energy or resources to invest in their children. But the biggest resource the child draws from is the mind of their parents. And this is particularly important for sons, because there are obviously a difference between men and women. There are things that women do not enjoy doing. They're more likely to not understand. They're more likely to not do. The very things that women are unlikely to do are the things that boys need to be trained in. The father, on the other hand, has an opposing set of interests. Maybe he wants to tinker under the car. Maybe he wants to build a tree house or a model train set. Maybe he wants to go fishing or hiking. He wants to go hunting. And if a woman doesn't raise her son like this, the son misses out on the nuances of masculinity and manhood, and also the skills training necessary to make him a father and a husband. And so when a woman says we cannot respect black men because they haven't overthrown white supremacy, people need to understand that this is nothing but a straw man and a deflection. Because black women want black people to be focused on what men cannot achieve, so that attention is not drawn to what black women can actually control. Black women deliberately deflect attention away from what they can control in order to draw everyone's attention to the unattainable task that the black man is given. Other communities thrive under white supremacy. They may not be overthrowing it, but they're definitely not buckling under it either. But these unattainable standards set by black women on social media actually cause more harm than good, because the task is not doable. They know this, but this is a straw man in order to keep people on the hamster wheel of an unattainable task, rather than fixing and addressing what they actually can change. So that's all I've got for this one. Thanks so much for everyone who's tuned in. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Like and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.